Well, hell, I wasn't expecting anyone to be here yet. I was still setting it up. What's up, Matthew and Chad? Yeah, I was trying to set up. I didn't think this thing would stream out without me going live. I apologize. Yeah, I just sold my first nose ring. The guy's not going to be able to pay me till next Friday, but I gave it to him because he's going out and about and he's wearing it. So he's going to show his friends this weekend. And I was like, I'd rather have it out there and have it shown than wait for him to have the money for next week. So I just let him have it. I got a I got a buddy of mine, Matthew. He's trying to get into pre-rolled joints with filters and selling them. He just brought me 2 samples yesterday of let me show you. Oh, let's get rid of this here. Virtual background. We'll go with none. So that way you can see the tape. And then you can see my fingers, and then you can see my pipe. You can hear me belch. These are the 2 that he brought me. I don't know what this says on it. Zen. They're pre-rolled. He threw them together, bring them over to me because he wanted to see what the draw was like because they have filters on them. And I don't think weed works that well with filters because it takes away the THC. But he gave them to me all the same. This is the type, if I'm going to smoke a joint, I'd smoke this with that type of filter. Because this is a CDBC, or it's not CDBC. It's not THC, it's CBD marijuana. But anyhow, I know you guys don't want to look at my ugly face. What's up? Puff Puff Give. See, this is what I smoke right here. The prototype. See, I'm CDBC filter. It rhymes, man. It rhymes. CBD, CBDC. Yeah. I love the prototype so much that I actually have a backup still in the package in case that one gets messed up. Got a brand new one in the package. I've been using these pipes for decades. So much so, not only do I have a new one ready to go, I have my old ones here. And they typically will lose the pin that holds they lose this pin right here, and it holds this chamber, and that's why they end up like this. But they're still good usable. They don't hold any extra weed, so I don't use them because I like. What's up, Silverboy Blues, Jeff? I like having this little cartridge here because this little cartridge is filled with weed and it's ready to go. So like if I have to like take off and go somewhere, I ain't got to worry about it. I just grab my pipe and I got like, the full bowl and then like 3 or 4 bowls in here. So I'm good to go for a couple hours, maybe 5 hours. Ever since I got to California, I smoke a lot more because this is a crazy fucking place, bro. It's a crazy fucking place. Let's see who we want. We want to put up Count du Monet. Count du Monet. Yeah, I tell you what, man, I wake up smoking because I know, especially when I moved out here to California, I gave up a lot because there's a certain person I wanted to learn Kung Fu from out here in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I got a career where I could make money moving around. So I did that. And I finally got out here to the California area in 96 of last millennium. And I told myself, I'm going to give up women and drinking because California's got too many freaks in it. And I don't want to get drunk and go home with something that I thought would be a woman and find out it's not. And I didn't want to have that story. So I gave up drinking and I gave up women. I was like, as long as I'm in California, those two things are not copacetic. I can catch too many diseases, too many bad things can happen. And that's how crazy I knew it was. But, dude, it's gotten a lot fucking worse, man. It's gotten a lot worse. We have firefighters starting fires out here just so they can get overtime pay. And what happens? Hey, they burn down our forest and they get overtime pay. And one guy goes to jail. So what? 30 million people have to suffer. Well, 2,000 or 3,000 got paid overtime to put the fire out that their buddy started. It's like, seriously? This place is screwed up, man. We have politicians that are buying and selling land like land barons for trains that they knew weren't going to exist, but they still made like $3 billion buying and selling land for a train. I mean, we build a $6.4 billion Oakland Bay Bridge, and as soon as we build it, it's structurally unsound because the steel we got from China is no good. This state is screwed. Oh yeah, and we got this guy who likes sleeping with other men's wives running our state. And he likes making rules and regulations that everything has to go through his companies before you can buy it because he's got to be wealthy. Whew, man, God bless America. We need the blessings. California's gone totally cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and anyone who doesn't realize that, who lives out here, get off the acid and see the facts. This place is crazy, man. I have to smoke to stay sane. These people are, I don't know, man. They can't be chill. That's why I'm looking to buy an island. And I know these are bad pictures, and they're not really good looking islands, but I have a building system that's perfect for an island like that. It's got exposed bedrock. I could build on, they say, that top island on the left, small little 4-acre island. It's maybe got 20 foot of cliff line, so you're way above the water, but it's really no access. Man, that's perfect. You just dig into that bedrock with some footings, throw up some steel, access down and up. You have yourself a house on an island that no one can build on. And what's that mean? No one's coming to your house. Ha! That's a good thing. I know you guys can't read this that well, but it's the Theory of Stupidity by or not sure his first name, Bonhoeffer. Actually, that's what I could do. Since I got y'all here as a captive audience, throw up a pretty picture of a kitty cat and let's see. Okay, here we go. Present, share screen, share screen. Share that screen, Neil. Here we go. I know it's hard to read. I'm going to enlarge it. Full screen that side. And here it is. The theory of stupidity is a concept developed by Dietrich Bonhoeffer, a 20th century theologian that argues that stupid people are more dangerous than evil people. My God, is that not factual? Bonhoeffer believed that stupidity is a vice that can pose as a greater threat than evil because people are defenseless against stupid people. And up underneath there it says, while people can fight against evil, they're defenseless against stupid people because their reasoning is ignored. Stupid people can gain power. Well, we don't need to go in further in that one. Just look at our leadership. Stupidity is a psychological problem. Bonhoeffer believed that the stupidity is a psychological problem that grows in times of rising power. He believes that stupidity is more common in social groups than in isolated people. Holy crap, it's always good to be alone. Stupidity is a vice. Bonhoeffer believed that stupidity is a vice that is more dangerous than malice. Bonhoeffer believed that stupidity originates when people give up their independent thinking and a parrot of words of rising power, of a rising power movement. Isn't that just interesting? Let's see. Let's go to this one here.
The Theory of Stupidity.
This is
Dietrich
beautiful.
Bonhoeffer was a young German theologian and pastor who lived during the Nazi period and was considered a leading figure in the resistance to the Nazis. Bonhoeffer was imprisoned in 1943 and executed in 1945, a few weeks before the fall of Berlin, on charges of having participated in a plot against Hitler. During his imprisonment, Bonhoeffer wrote a collection of letters in which he reflected on the fact that his country of poets and thinkers had turned into a collective of cowards and criminals, and he came to the conclusion that the root of the problem was not the wickedness of people, but their stupidity. As usual, you can find the sources used for the creation of this video in the description below. I also kindly ask you, if you like this video, to give
I
it
don't
a
have
thumbs
that
up
many
so that
friends
the
either.
YouTube algorithm
People are
understands that the
disappointing
content has been
reality.
appreciated. Thanks very much.
It's very
Now,
hard to
let's
find
continue.
good humans.
According to Bonhoeffer, stupidity is an enemy of good much more dangerous than wickedness, because while one can protest against evil, can unmask it, and can fight it with force if necessary, because evil always contains the seeds of its own destruction, there's no defense against stupidity and madness. Neither protests nor force are of any use against stupidity, since it's never available to reason. If irrefutable facts contradict a fool's personal prejudices, he'll consider them merely accidental and will ignore them and set them aside, regarding them as exceptions. Thus, the fool, compared with the scoundrel, will inevitably be satisfied and self-satisfied with himself. The fool, according to Bonhoeffer, can easily become dangerous, for it does not take much to make him aggressive. The result is that madness and stupidity require a much more cautious handling than evil does. We should never try to reason with the fool, because it's useless and dangerous. If we want to know how to get the better of stupidity, we must try to understand its nature. Stupidity is not necessarily an intellectual defect, but a moral one. There are people with great intellect who are fundamentally stupid, and others who are intellectually limited but far from being stupid. The impression...
Now, see, I only have one thing to say right now. Go outside in America and tell me if we are not infected with stupidity. You see these people yelling and screaming. All you got to do is mention one person's name, and all logic goes out the window, and they just start hollering in an insane rage. How can you deal with those people?
we get from this is that stupidity is acquired rather than congenital. It is acquired under certain circumstances in which people make fools of themselves or allow others to make fools of themselves. We further observe that stupidity is less common in asocials or loners than in individuals or groups who are inclined or condemned to sociability. From this, it would seem that stupidity is a sociological rather than a psychological problem. According to Bonhoeffer, every violent revolution, whether political or religious, produces an explosion of stupidity in a large segment of the population. The power of one needs the stupidity of the other. And it's not that particular human capacities such as intellect suddenly fail, but it seems that under the crushing impact of growing power, man is deprived of that inner independence and more or less consciously gives up an autonomous position in which to evaluate for themselves, with their own brain, the new state of things. The fool may often be stubborn, but this should not lead us to think that they are independent. In conversations with a stupid individual, we often feel that it's almost impossible to talk to the person in front of us, to talk to them personally. Instead, we're confronted with a series of slogans, buzzwords, and the like, which have gained power over them. They're under a curse. They're blinded. Their very humanity is being prostituted and
Matthew, this right here, when he says, I don't know, yeah, look at the screen where all you see is blah, 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 blah. He fits into that. That's called the theory of stupidity. It is taking over America right now, has been introduced to us, and we need to learn how to fight it properly, because what's happening is Germany 2.0 1933 onward is going in our country right now. And I am very offended as a German Scotsman. The German part of me is offended that they are trying to pull a different version of the brown coats or the National German Labor Party's movements that formed and started the neo-Nazi movement. And it is happening in our country right now. And we need to wake people up, because it shows in this video, even in intellectual people can get wrapped up in this stupidity. And it's not going to end well. We need to grab a hold of it, at least long enough for those of us that have common sense to get the hell out of here, because stupid is bad.
Once they have surrendered their will and become a mere tool, there's no limit to the evil the fool will go to. But all will happen while they'll be unable to see that they're doing evil. And herein lies the danger of a diabolical exploitation of human stupidity, which can do irreparable damage. According to Bonhoeffer, only an act of internal redemption can free a person from their own stupidity. Until this happens, any attempt to educate them would be futile.
God, that sounds
If you
familiar.
liked the video, I suggest you have a look at the video Why Stupid People Think They're Intelligent, the Dunning-Kruger effect, that you can find on this channel.
Dunning-Kruger effect. Oh no, that's another one. Yeah, no. Yeah, we can't hit people with too much intelligence because it'll drive them insane. But yeah, I'm highly concerned that that some forces out there are pushing our people into the Bonhoeffer theory of stupidity, to where even the high intellectuals can get wrapped up in it. And that's why I'm kind of protesting by throwing stuff like the Bonhoeffer letters theory of stupidity. No, I heard no one talk about it. I suggest everyone read it, so that way you can at least become more aware of what's actually going on, and more of us can enlighten more of us, because all it takes is 3% of us to maintain control. And we need 3% people that are not stupid in charge, so that the rest of the stupid people can go out and live their lives here in America, but we can still have an America to live our lives in. And that's what they're trying to take away. And at the beginning of his letters, the first thing he stated was, well, taking away morality is the first step to being stupid. And that is true. America has lost its moral high ground. It's happened for over the past 30 to 40 years. Bingo. And that's, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. You know, we need to work in the other direction and not fall into the stupidity theory that's being pushed on us by some people in power who can actually make those diabolical shifts in behavior of the average individual to get them on board. And they've already got a bunch of people out there that are screaming lunatics that you just mention one person's name and they don't listen to anything else you see. That is an effect of the stupidity. No reason or logic can go and can penetrate it. And I don't want to live in Germany here in America. So I'm raising my voice about it. I hope others grab onto this and help me wake people up to not being stupid and falling into, and like you said, man, people with 160, 180 IQ can fall into the theory of stupidity. It takes, like they said, self-redemption, which is what, like Silver Boy Blues and Williams said, it goes down to a personal right or wrong inside your own self, and realizing that and accepting the shame of your behavior if you were in line with the stupidity part of it. But try and keep your wits about you, and don't fall into the mass hysteria that the media is feeding us, that'll throw you into that mass stupidity, because that is what will kill our country. We don't have to be invaded. We can kill ourselves. No one talks about that one. There's economic wars. There's nuclear wars. There's other kind of wars. Yeah. Germany was taken over by stupidity, and they killed 6 million people in their homeland. No one gave a shit. Stupidity is very dangerous. I just want to make people aware of it, so that way when we start getting thrown in gulag camps, I can say, you assholes didn't fucking listen. And I'm hoping I don't have to say that, because I don't want to be in an internment camp. Of course, I'd leave the country first, but question, indeed. Throw up that question mark. Put a question in their head. Well, what if? What if? Why? Why? Make people think, because that's when epiphanies happen, and that's what gives them the self-realization or the internal clock ticking going, hold on, something's not right here. But you cannot get someone out of the stupidity. It's a self-realization that pulls them out of it. And Matthew, you are 100% correct. Make your peers question things. That's all you got to do. Once you start that, then you've created a free thinker, someone who doesn't follow the status quo, but says, hold on a second, isn't there a cliff at the end of that road? Why are we pressing on the accelerator? Why are we pressing on the accelerator? You know, a simple questioning. And that's why I wanted, you know, throwing up this pop-up live. And I've been talking about Bonhoeffer Letters of Stupidity for a while, but I don't think anyone's actually looked into it seriously enough to realize how fucked we are right now if we don't stop the direction we're going. Being kind, helpful, and grateful only goes so far. You know, if you got too many stupid people out there, being kind, helpful, and grateful is going to screw you. And that's when they've won. Because then there's more evil than good. And that's not where I want to, that's not a place I want to live. And it's a self thing. Everyone's got to come up with themselves and realize that, oh, no, we're not, Matthew. No, we're not. We're close. We're close, but we're not there yet. Because there's a lot of people that have been silenced and we're not hearing their voices because the mass media has shut them up and shut them off. Everyone thinks these numbers mean something that they throw up in your face. Oh, unemployment this, unemployment that. Well, I tell you what right now, I am in living proof that the unemployment numbers are wrong. Because I've been off unemployment and still unemployed for 3 months. They don't have a statistic for that human, for that United States citizen. But yeah, I have been off unemployment for 3 months and not employed. Where's that statistic? Because every time you see these job numbers and oh, that was a lie, it's actually 1 million lower. Yeah, okay. When are you going to stop believing the numbers and start realizing that it's bullshit? Charts are bullshit. They're manufactured lies. They don't tell the truth. You know how many, there's probably fucking 30 million Americans out there that don't have unemployment, that are off the system because of the past 4 years. Same as with me. Yeah, so there's a lot of numbers being thrown at you to get you to believe a certain thing that's going to get you to fall into the theory of stupidity. I just want to raise awareness of people of that fact that there are things that aren't being spoken about that make these numbers, and then they apparently we all just die if we don't make these numbers. So in other words, if I'm not unemployment, I'm no longer counted. So how many people are no longer counted? I got a friend stop by yesterday. He got off actually a guy next door. Wow, hold on a second. I actually know quite a few people here that have been off unemployment and are still alive and don't have jobs. Wow. Yeah, how's that work? Family. You move the mom and dad back in with you. You move your relatives back in with you, and everyone coalesces together. I know a lot of people that are doing that. It would be like a family, mom, dad, 2 sons and their wives and kids all in the house, and the 2 kids don't have jobs and they're in their 40s, and their grandkids are in their teens, all living together off of mom and dad's retirement till this is over with, and not a damn one of them's counted on any of these numbers. Well, that's a good point, Matthew, because I personally am putting in for my early retirement January, and by February, March, April, or by end of March, I'll be early retired, and I'll no longer be, because I'm a union, I'll no longer be able to work union iron, and that's why I plan on moving, so I can go somewhere else outside of the Western District Council and work and still collect my early retirement, and basically take all the numbers they're throwing at you and turn them on their head. There's more proper ways. Actually, a guy I know here online, he's usually on these shows that I have. His dad was with Bloomingberg back in the 70s, and they blackballed his ass because he was trying to. And also, Eric Weinstein's wife got blackballed about the same time. They were both trying to come up with a more accurate way to count numbers, and they both got shunned, blackballed, fired. My one buddy's dad actually got thrown in jail, I think in the 80s, all for trying to get them to read the numbers the right way rather than the wrong way. And they're still reading, and the wrong way is the way they're reading them now. So every number that we're getting is actually wrong. And that's why they don't do that, Matthew. They don't just take population minus employees. That's what people don't realize. The economy we're under, they've changed up the dynamics of it by the numbers and the way they count things and look at things and the definitions of things. And it's, basically disinformation. And Silverboy Blues, if more people, and that's another reason why I actually showed you someone else talking about the letter, Eric Bonhoeffer's letters, because more people need to be woke up to that. And more people do need to stand up, because 3 billionaires own every news and media station that you see on TV. 3 people. You know how easy it is for 3 people to get together and say, hey, we can make more money if we all agree with each other. And then boom, next thing you know, you got misinformation, and those 3 billionaires are now multi-billionaires, and a lot of good people are hurting. Hold on. That's what's going on right now. Oh, wow. Well, we need to wake people up. The monopolies need to go away. These big corporations. America has bankruptcy laws for a reason. When they tell you something is too big to fail, they are freaking lying to you. Nothing is too big to fail. Everything should fail if it's run improperly. If it is not allowed to fail, you then created a false economy based off of bullshit numbers. I mean, companies, this is what happens, people. This is what happens in reality. A large corporation falls, goes down, bankruptcy, everyone loses their job, the world ends. Oh no, it doesn't work like that? Yeah. How it works is power hates a vacuum. And intelligent people will get up and fill the void of that vacuum for cash. In other words, when Sears and Roebuck go out of business, you should have 20 or 30 mom and pop stores getting big, filling the vacuum. But what we have is large corporations filling those vacuums, keeping their fucking fingers on top of their foot on top of our heads, keeping us down. And we agree that's a good thing to do. Don't let them fail. Save them from bankruptcy. No, let them fail. They're supposed to fail. The economic system that we're supposed to have is, if you screw up and do the wrong thing with your business, you go bye-bye. You go bankrupt. You go dodo bird. You don't get public funding to continue your evil ways just because you're underemploying and underpaying people and overpaying your CEO. But somehow we've decided that's the way we're going to go. And that needs to change. Sorry, little rant there. My bad. But that's a problem with this society that we have right here, right now. And it's not a good one. And it can change. We can do things to change it, guys. Believe it or not, man. Crystallized osmium. Let's start with crystallized osmium. And let's take it and run with it. You want to know why? Because the rich people aren't in on it yet. So, hey, you know what that means? We got room to do things. If we can get together and do them, we can make money, and we can be the rich people. And then if we're the rich people, well, hell, let's go for it, man. Let's start making change, man. That's when you really got things going on. So let's become rich. And you know what? It's just an amazing time in history for crystallized osmium to come along and for platinum to be 1/5 its natural value. So let's take advantage. You know, hell, I this poor, if not poor, and I'm still able to do it. You know, a little piece here, a little piece there, do something off the hook, you know, side hustle to get something going. You know, I got no money. What little money I had, I things, and I finally got some in, and I had to go as far as where I had to give one away because the guy didn't have the money right now because he's going to the hospital. When he gets out of the hospital next Friday, he it to him, so he'd pay me later because I want him wearing it when he goes to the hospital. I want him wearing it. Outside the box thinking like that. Can I afford to give it to him? Hell no. Did I? Hell yeah. Because I couldn't afford not to. I need to get this stuff out there, and I got to be inventive about how to do it. And that's why I need to talk with Silverboy Blues. And that's why I pinned this link there in case you want to come in up and get backstage so I can talk to you, because my phone got turned off. I don't have the money to pay for my bill this month, so I can't call you. But I can talk with people on live stream. So you can't call me right now because my phone's turned off because I don't have the money, but I'll have it next week. But I can talk to you backstage, and we need to talk because we can both make some money off this. Pretty decent money, actually. But I need to hook up with you so we can get that going, because I'm thinking, like I said, this guy I just gave this nose ring to, he's in the homosexual community. He's big in it. He's like a prima donna. He you know, everyone follows what he does. So as soon as he's wearing that nose ring, other people in his group, and I know most of the people in this group, they're wealthy individuals in the homosexual community. They've got money. So that's one reason I made a choice to give him the ring now, the nose ring now, so he can go wear it while he's in the hospital. And they're, you know, his friends and stuff, and they're whatever, you know, support groups that come see him and stuff, they'll see the nose ring in him. But he said he can't pay me till next Friday, and he'll be out of the hospital on Wednesday. So he's going to have a lot of people seeing. That's like free advertisement to a direct advertisement to a community that has vanity runs deep in these guys. They love looking better than the next guy. So, you know, I'm running off the sin of vanity and trying to take advantage of that. And then I'm probably going to have lots of people wanting to buy nose rings. And that is why I need to talk to you, Silverboy Blues, because the bottleneck that we're having right now is these jewelers take months to manufacture 4 or 6. So if I get 500 orders, it'll take a jeweler 5 years to fill 500 orders. So we got to find a workaround. And I think you have it. Hey, you guys don't fight. Hey. Sorry, my 2 brother cats were going at it. I see the great treasury. For people who understand that life goes on after you leave this corporeal body, and actually it all depends on your perspective. You've got to have further reaching vision of life other than this 3-dimensional box that we find ourselves in right now for a limited period of time. And if you have that understanding, it's easy to be kind, helpful, grateful, and do the right thing. And if not, you are a tormented people like Sham Diddy Combs. And yes, there's a lot of people out there that were given money and they went the wrong direction with it because they were shown it's perfectly. It shows in the Bible, man. Hey, I'll give you all the worldly wealth and you can go out, but your soul's mine. And that's where P. Diddy, he said, yeah, I'll sell my soul. Give me all the worldly wealth. Okay, well, your 20 years of popularity are over with. Now you're going to have eternity in hell. Thank you. You're welcome. short-term gain for long-term pain is never a good deal. The problem with people is very few people have vision past 5 minutes. That's why there's a statistic out there, and this is a disgusting statistic. The average American lies once every 15 minutes. Little white lie, little this. I remember, man, getting slapped, soap put in your mouth, bitched out for just telling a white lie. Now it runs off people's tongues like it's no big deal. Oh my God, is that a sick society? All right. Yeah, I know, and that's why you have to self-correct yourself all the time and look inside yourself and try not to do that. It's a constant fight, internal fight, not to lie, not to tell a white lie, to totally be honest. And it's hard. It's freaking hard. It's easier if you don't hang around a lot of people, because then you don't get exposed to have to do that. Another way to distance yourself from others. And oddly enough, according to the Bonhoeffer letters, a way to not fall into that stupid shit is to distance yourself from others. Don't hang out in large crowds for like 20 years at a time. And, go live out in the country and don't live in the city, basically. But yeah, hey, Silver Road Blues, if you want to come up here, I can cut this live stream short and we can talk, because I really do want to get this going with you, and possibly, or at least have a discussion with you about getting it going with the nose rings and stud earrings for the crystallized osmium. So if you want to hop up on the link that I have pinned to the top of the description there, I'll go ahead and end this live stream and get you backstage so we can talk. I have access as an iron worker to copper galore. As far as the nickels go, I've never found a nickel past 1965 in age. And I think it's the 64s and before, they're the ones that you really want to keep. So I think I've got, like, in my desk here, I probably got like 20. And I do go through and check my coins in my pocket change. So much so that I find crazy shit. And you guys probably do too if you actually look at your pocket change. And stuff like, I found this coin, and it is an older coin. It is in pocket change. Yeah, here's my shit where my coins are. It's this thing. I found that. And it is, I need to break out the magnifying glass to see the year. It is wow. Vandicomos de Balboa. But it doesn't have, oh yeah, 1965. Nope, 1996. My bad. It is a little old. It's about 28 years old, but it's not real old. But I found that in my pocket change. And then as you can see, I throw all my pocket change in here. It's worthy. And I got this one here. That's a 1945. So I do have some, but as far as keeping nickels, no, I don't keep my nickels. I don't keep my pennies, because I've got more than enough copper, and I never find a nickel. Well, I mean, if I find a nickel, I set it aside. But most of the nickels I don't find. They've already been found. I should have done it when I was 10, like 47 years ago. Then I'd have found a lot of them. It's only perception and how you explain the story. No, that's all well and good. Hold on a second here. Let me get you some stuff here. See now, you say pennies. Okay, well you gotta save or spend a penny to make a penny. So I'm gonna show you this, then I'm gonna end this stream because I have to talk to Silverboy Blues. This right here, how many pennies do you think this is? You know what I'm saying? It's like huge. And I have tens of almost 100 of these pure copper up to about here. It's about 8 inches of copper, the size of a penny. So there's probably 2 rolls of pennies right here. So I don't save pennies, I spend them. And I didn't have to spend a penny, it was free. But anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and let you guys all go so I can speak with Silverboy Blues here in the background. And you guys have a great night, and I will talk at you all tomorrow for my Sunday live stream. Have a good one, people.